Good morning, everyone. My name is Shoshanna Gross. I am the manager of major events with the Ohio Restaurant Association, and today is our membership dose. We have a special guest with us today, Lance Watkins, who is the Vice President of Client Services with Sedgwick MCO. So thank you so much for joining us today, Lance.
Hey, happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. So it's great that you can be here today to talk to us a little bit about what it looks like to select a managed care organization for our members, and then just, about the open enrollment period, which ends at the end of this month, May 28th.
This month is the BWC allows a 4-week window every 2 years for employers to select a managed care organization. And you can imagine if you only have a 4-week window every 2 years to market services, things can get a little intense. So you probably see a little more material out there on workers' comp and MCOs, as kind of the acronym. Workers' comp has its own acronym language. So that's what's going on this month. Regardless of how much claim activity or how many workplace injuries an employer has, everyone in the state is required to have and select a managed care organization. So that's why you see all the activity and the mailing and emailing and faxing of materials this month that you see.
Great. So I know that the ORA's worker comp program is managed by Sedgwick as our third-party administrator, and that's because we endorse Sedgwick and Managed Care Ohio as our organization. So what's the difference between a TPA, a third-party administrator, and a MCO?
Yeah, it's an important question because it comes up all the time. There's some overlap between the two functions, between the TPA, third-party administrator, and on the MCO side for the managed care. Just some quick backstory, though, on the organizations and the players that are involved. ORA members are probably familiar with the CareWorks name, CareWorks Comp as a third-party administrator, and CareWorks as managed care. And last year and early this year, the two organizations went through a kind of a name change to Sedgwick as the third-party administrator, administering the group plan and things like that. And on the MCO side, it's Sedgwick Managed Care Ohio, or Sedgwick MCO. So there are two companies still, just like there were before, that are involved in the workers' comp program. The role of the two companies, is easy to confuse because there's some overlap to it. But the easy way to think about it is that on the TPA side, the third-party administrator is very much a financial advocate for the ORA member. They do things like administer the group discount program or any kind of BWC program where there's a discount available or a rebate program. And ORA is a sponsoring organization for your members to receive that benefit. The TPA might also intercede on the employer's behalf to defend against a claim that they see an issue with, whether it's the allowance or the scope of the claim. So it's very much a financial advocate for the member directly. And on the MCO side, we're very much involved in serving both the employer, but also the injured employee as well. So from the medical standpoint, we have a role in oversight of the medical treatment to keep everybody's kind of head in the game, so to speak, for a return to work. We want to make sure that the medical treatment being rendered an injured employee is actually appropriate for the nature of the injury and the conditions allowed in the claim, so that things can be efficient, cost effective, and ultimately get people back to work.
Fantastic. So I know that a lot of our members have had to deal with worker comp claims in the past. Is there anything else that you want to talk about how the MCO might get involved?
Yeah, there's really three general areas where the MCO gets involved. It's the initial reporting of a claim. We pay the medical bills on the back end, and in the middle there's medical case management. And with the initial reporting of a claim and the payment of medical bills, those are, I would call those process-driven administrative functions in a lot of cases, but they're still important that they're done quickly and in an organized fashion, because those things, if they're not done fairly well, they can contribute to a claim spinning out of control. and people getting frustrated if your injured employee, if they don't know what the status of their claim is and where things stand in the process or how bills are getting paid, you can imagine they're going to go looking for help. And when an attorney gets involved, the cost of the claim goes immediately as high as you can imagine. So we try to keep things organized from that standpoint and simple for everybody involved. And where medical management comes into concern, case management, that's where we have that oversight role of the medical treatment, just making sure that the medical treatment reconciles properly with the nature of the injury, and ultimately moving them towards a return to work. There's a lot of hands in the pot. There's a lot of people involved in the medical treatment, whether it's physical therapists or treating physicians, surgeons, in a more complicated case. We just try to keep all those folks on the same page and moving towards a path to resolving the claim and getting the person recovered and back to work as soon as they can.
Fantastic. Are there things that employers should be thinking about when they're evaluating their MCO?
Yeah, and the MCO function can be a little bit mysterious at times, and I regret that. It doesn't have to be that complicated. It's, as you can tell, it's easy for me to get way deep in the weeds on medical treatment and oversight and things like that, and I can go way deeper, and we don't want to do that. But ultimately, what the ORA's workers' comp program seeks to do for members is to keep things simple for members, keep everything as tight and clean as possible, so that members can focus on their business and not worry so much about workers' comp. So, what we try to do is streamline the process as much as possible for everybody. If a member is already with Sedgwick Managed Care Ohio, there's nothing they need to do. You're already with the ORA's workers' comp program, and we're set. No action you need to take. But this open enrollment period really just gives members an opportunity to look closely at how they can simplify their lives. And we feel that one way of doing that is to move into the full range of the ORA benefits for workers' comp, select the MCO. And that way, if you make a call to Sedgwick, regardless of who it lands with, it's going to get handled. We collaborate pretty well, and to keep everything moving, to the benefit of, the ORA member and your employees, to get, issues and complicated problems resolved as simply as possible. We don't feel like anybody needs to have a master's degree in workers' comp in order to operate a restaurant.
Sure. And so essentially right now, if a member is already using the ORA's workers' comp benefits, they don't have to do anything. They're already enrolled. They'll continue to be enrolled. If they're a new member, or if they have not previously been using our workers' comp options here, now is the time that they can sign up to do that.
Right. This open enrollment period, it's only this month of May. I think that May 28th, Friday, May 28th is the last day. So yeah, it's the opportunity that we have to get this tightened up and taken care of once and for all. And like you said, if you're already with Sedgwick on the managed care organization side, nothing you need to do. But if you're not, or if you're not sure, it's really a simple process. It's just one document you need to sign. It's an enrollment form, and it's actually on the homepage of the ORA website. You can pull that down, sign it, and fax it right in. And if you're already with us, it's just a little insurance step to take to make sure that you got that locked down.
Great. So it sounds like if they're interested in becoming enrolled, or they're not sure, just visit OhioRestaurant.org, and it's right there on our homepage. Is there anything else that they need to do, or anyone else they should contact if they have questions?
Our contact information is on that form, on that document. You can call in. You're probably going to end up with me or somebody on the client services staff, and we're ready to kind of talk through the process or answer any questions. If you had a workers' comp issue that you actually want to talk through, we're ready for that as well. So, but yeah, the enrollment process is pretty much a one document signed. The transition is seamless. The BWC handles that, and we take over as the MCO. I think on June 28th or 29th, whatever that Monday is, and it just goes from there.
Great. Well, thank you so much for joining me today and talking us through some of this stuff. I'm sure our members will really appreciate it. I know I just learned a lot, so I'm thankful for you spending a few moments of your time with us today.
Thanks for having me. It's a pleasure.
Great. We'll talk to you again soon.